HOA Karen completely lost it when she saw my brand new Rolls-Royce in the driveway. She called the cops, claimed it was stolen, and by the next day, I was in handcuffs. I'd worked for over 20 years to afford my dream car, a sleek silver Rolls-Royce Phantom. The day it arrived, I parked it proudly in my driveway, right outside my house in our peaceful HOA community. Not even an hour later, I found a violation slip taped to my front door, excessively flashy vehicle. Then came Karen, storming up my walkway, yelling that I was ruining the neighborhood's modest image. But she was just getting warmed up. The next morning, I stepped outside to grab my mail and saw a small group of neighbors standing around my driveway, whispering. Karen was pacing nearby, phone to her ear, speaking loudly enough for everyone to hear. Yes, I'm sure it's stolen. There's no way he owns that car. Minutes later, two sheriff cruisers pulled up. An officer approached me and said they'd received a call about a suspicious vehicle possibly linked to fraud. I thought it was some mistake until I noticed Karen grinning in the background. I calmly handed over my registration, insurance, and ID. But Karen wasn't done. She told the officers, "He doesn't even fit in this neighborhood. He must be lying." Despite everything being legit, one officer said, "Sir, we need to detain you while we verify this." I was stunned. I was being cuffed in front of my neighbors, all because Karen couldn't stand the sight of my Rolls-Royce. ChatGPT said, I spent nearly 4 humiliating hours at the station while they ran every check possible. My ID, the car's registration, and even traced the bank transfer from my account. When everything came back clean, the officers looked embarrassed and let me go with an apology. But I wasn't about to let it slide. I filed an official complaint for false reporting and targeted harassment. 2 weeks later, Karen was slapped with a fine and served legal papers warning her that any future false reports could lead to criminal charges. Since then, she hasn't looked me in the eye once. And my Rolls-Royce? It's still sitting right there in my driveway, shining brighter than ever. Karen learned the hard way. You can't arrest success, and you definitely can't silence someone just because their dreams are louder than your insecurities. And if you think that was outrageous, just wait until you hear what Karen did when someone dared to paint their garage door beige. For real HOA insanity, wild comebacks, and sweet justice served cold, hit that follow button. You're watching the HOA stories, where neighborhood drama always ends with a twist.